through the value of optimizing your LinkedIn. And that's something I got from here. Even Chat GPT, I have been using Chat GPT for a long time, but being with them, I have learned how to use it better, and I'm making a lot. Because now there are some things that people ask me to do. They don't know that the whole concept and everything, I'm getting it from there. So it's not just about the course. One, the hand holding is amazing. It's next to no. I've done data analysis. It's not my first time trying out data analysis. I've done it like 2-3 times, different places, but it never worked. But this, within 1 month, I've been wowed. Currently, in fact, I've just throughout today and I've been busy because someone reached out to me from Canada and they sent me a project to do, which I have been working on. So it's been a whole lot. It's been amazing. It's been, it's interesting. For me, it's interesting for me to see how far I have grown. It's sometimes it's shocking for me because one of
All right. Hi, everybody. Good evening. It's actually might be morning or afternoon where you're watching us from. So, depending on where you're joining us from, by my time is evening. So, good evening to my fellow Nigerians and maybe some other parts of Africa, and to people that are joining outside Nigeria. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on the time at your current time zone. I hope we are all doing great. I hope we all had an amazing day. So I want to do a quick pulse check. Please type in the chat. Just quickly type in the chat. I want to get to know everybody. You can. I want to know how your day was. You can type in the chat how your day was. So I'm going to start. My day was very productive. So I'm going to type that in the chat. So just tell me, how was your day today? How was your day? Hope you weren't stressed. Hope you met those deadlines, those KPIs, and all of that. Hope you met them. But my day was very productive. So I want to know quickly, just tell me how your day went very, very quickly so I can get to, let's just let's ease into this session. All right. So I'm still waiting for everybody's response. So what we are doing is getting to know how our day went. You're welcome to this amazing session, and it promises to be very, very informative. All right, it promises to be very, very enlightening. So if you are joining this session tonight, be aware that we are going to push your mind. Awesome, awesome. I can see somebody saying that their day was great, quite productive and interesting. Also, good evening, Dayo. Your day was stressful. uh, I'm sure this person is a Lagosian. Lagos people and stress, they are like 5 and 6. All right, well, amazing, amazing. Welcome to the session, Dayo. Olivia. Olivia's day was very amazing yet hectic. I'm also guessing this person is a negotiant. But also really good to know. Really good to know that you all had an amazing day. All right, so let's just get right into the session for tonight. So welcome everybody to Project Showcase here at Nebiant Analytics. And I would also like to identify people joining us for the first time. All right. So if you're joining us for the first time, if you have never heard of Nebiant Analytics or you've never joined a Nebiant Analytics session, I want you to type in the chat first time. So if this is your first time joining a Nebiant Analytics webinar or any session whatsoever, I'd like you to type in the chat first time. Oh, I can see that Rosalind is joining us for the first time. So I'd like to know the other first timers. Oh, Bernice is also joining us for the first time. But if you're a regular, if this is not your first time, type in the chat regular. So if you're a regular Nebiant participant, you've joined our session before, just type in the chat regular. I'd like to know how many of us are joining for the first time and how many of us are first timers in the call tonight. Awesome. We also have some regular people like Priscilla and Joshua. Awesome. Really nice to know. So if you're in this session tonight and you are not ready to push your limits, trust me, you are on the wrong call. You are on the wrong call, because our aim tonight is to show you that you are beyond your current position. All right, is to prove to you from the experience of others that you are actually made for more. So if you have a small mind and you don't want it expanded, I would advise that you leave the call, because we are on a mission tonight to expand your mind, to prove to you that you can do so much more. You can be so much more. And ultimately, you can earn so much more. All right. So tonight promises to be very, very informative, very, very enlightening. And we are on a mission, like I said, to expand your mind, to blow your mind wide open. All right. And I'm not doing this alone. I'm not doing this alone. I have my amazing, amazing, super fantastic colleague on the call with me. So I won't be doing this alone. I have our amazing Dafe on the call, and I would like Dafe to quickly just say hi to everybody on the call tonight. So, hi, Dafe. Can you say hi to our listeners?
All right. Thank you very much, Ayobami. Please confirm that you can hear me. Confirm that you can hear me. Maybe a thumbs up.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. So to our followers, congregation, audience, prospects, clients, tech stars, tech talents, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, wherever it is that you're joining this event from. If you can hear me loud and clear, please give me a thumbs up. Give me this thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, all right. I can see so many hands going up. Leah, Joanna, Stephen, Chinwe. Perfect. Tolu, Festus. Amazing, amazing. Priscilla, Moses, Oyewole, Uba, Joshua. Okay, Chidera. Perfect. I love that. Okay. So mostly, I'm sorry, Mercy, that hand will soon start paining you. Livingstone, so maybe you want to drop it and give me a thumbs up. All right, not like to raise your hand. Bernice, nice one. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Daffy Samuel. Daffy Samuel is my name. So should in case we have anyone here that is from Delta State, in Nigeria, I'll greet you and I'll say, Migwo. Okay, so just to have that little bit of familiarity with you. You're welcome once again to the project showcase. And trust me, I personally am super excited to be on this call. And I'm sure you're going to probably feel it from my voice that, okay, it seems, okay, Priscilla is from my end. Okay, wow, I have Uba Joshua as well. Great, 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 great. So, I'm super excited to be on the call this evening. It's been an amazing journey. It's been a very, very productive day so far. For me, Nebiant Analytics has, started a record. We have broken the record, and we are looking towards surpass the record. One of the things that we're going to do, like my wonderful, amiable colleague right here, Ayobami, has mentioned, we want to open up your mind. You can be in a country like Nigeria sometimes and you hear things like tech and your mind is so closed that you can't see any possibilities, in that particular field of study because you feel like it's new. It's maybe all those guys again, they have come again, they want to just talk and, sweet talk us into paying money. But we want to help you see things from a different perspective. Okay. And I'm super excited to share. Why? Because Navient Analytics is all about sharing. Why we exist is all about to share knowledge, share insights, just help people to see clearly, help people to see things from different perspectives, try to change their paradigms about certain things and certain stuffs, that might have been the normal. All right, how that from your birth age till 2019 November, December, that you must always go to work before you can achieve something. You must always be at the office. But then from November, December of 2019, up until this present time, we now discover that, come on, I can do so much more without even going outside my house. Anyways, let me not let the cat out of the bag yet. I'm just supposed to say hi. So hi, everybody. All right, so I'll leave it back to Ayobami to continue from here.
All right. Amazing. So I want to know, judging from everything we've said so far, I'm sure that we tried as much as possible not to let the cat out of the bag. But from the snippets that you've heard, I want to know how excited you are about what we're about to discuss tonight. So if you're really excited, react with your favorite emoji. I'm going to use mine. This is my favorite emoji. So I want you to react with your favorite emoji if you're excited for a paradigm shift, like Daffy rightly put it. Tonight is going to be a paradigm shift because you're going to be getting exposed to possibilities that you probably did not think existed for you. All right. So regardless of whatever position you're currently in, tonight is to show you that you can be more. All right. You can be more. And like the name of the session is rightly stated, it's a project showcase. And what does this mean? All right. Let me quickly walk you through, guys. Walk you guys through, what we're about to do tonight. So before I do that, let me briefly introduce myself and my organization. So my name is Ayobami Yusuf, and I am a senior data associate here at Navient Analytics. And like many of you, I did not start out in tech by going to school to study a tech-related discipline. As a matter of fact, as at 2021 December, I was a secondary school teacher. Secondary school teacher teaching mathematics, economics. I think I was also teaching business studies, and I was making about 45,000 naira. For me to make 100,000 naira, I would have to do like 5 to 4 lessons, extra lessons. You leave school by 3 p.m., you go to one family, do lesson for 2 hours, do for another 2 hours in another family before you can make 100,000 naira in a month. It was a struggle. And this was where I was at the time. Of a lot of people, especially Africans, we see that the earning power of a typical African is very, very poor. You see somebody dress up nicely, wears a nice tie, a nice suit, struggles with transport, especially in this Lagos, struggles with downfall, with mall, with BRT and all of that, just to earn at the end of the month 200,000 naira or even 150,000 naira. Now, that is not the kind of life that our counterparts in other parts of the world are living. And that was the problem that we saw, especially amongst Africans. And we said to ourselves, you know what? Why is it that Africans are not really living up to their full potentials and taking advantage of tech? And we discover that it's actually because Africans are not exposed to the right training. All right. So a lot of Africans want to get into tech. We hear a lot of stuff where people say tech is the new oil, tech is the new blood money, and all of that. But we are not getting enough African representation in the global tech space. When you walk into a typical tech organization like Google, like Amazon, like Meta, like Snowflake, all of these big organizations, if you walk into them, you discover that 90 to 95% of the staff in those organizations are white people, are non-Africans. And this is because Africans don't have the right skill, all right, to take up really amazing tech jobs. And it's a reflection of the fact that we have not been trained rightly. A lot of us just catch up on webinars online. We do a 1 or 2 months boot camp, and we think we have the right skill. And when we then enter into the market space to start looking for jobs, we discover that we don't even get the jobs. And that is because what we thought we were equipped with was not enough to actually land us the job. So you have done a 50 hours, 100 hours crash course on YouTube, or you have taken one course from one edtech organizations, and they have told you that with this you are good to go, and then you then enter the market and discover that you lack the requisite skills apart from the technical skills to actually land a job. And that was a big gap that we discovered, and we then tasked ourselves to overcome or to solve this challenge or to bridge this gap. And one of the key things that stands us out in the African edtech space is the fact that we do not only equip our students with technical skills alone. Here at Nebiant Analytics, we believe that technical skills will only take you halfway in the journey. You need some other skills, and this is where a lot of training organizations, they just overlook. They think, oh, the tech skills is enough. But in the actual job market, recruiters and hiring managers are looking for this extra layer of skills. All right. But a lot of Africans don't get equipped with these skills. All right. So this is what really stands us out here at Nebiant Analytics. And that is why we are in the business of equipping Africans to become tech giants in the global space. So we typically prepare our students to be able to compete in the global space, and we've had a lot of alumni, a lot of students that are currently doing well in the global space. We have people in Sparkle, we have people in jobs in Canada, in the UK. So we are like a specialist for training people to be able to land jobs. All right. And one of the reasons why we gathered you tonight is to be able to see what our students are doing, so that it opens your mind to see what you also can do. Because when you see what another person is doing, it gives you a sense that if this person can do this, maybe I also can do it, right? And that's why we are bringing you together, so you can see the possibilities that lie ahead for you. All right. So we called it Project Showcase, right? And we are heading straight into the Project Showcase. We have one of our amazing participants for who Dafe, our amazing Dafe, is our facilitator. Took her through intensive training within few months, and this person has been able to build amazing projects. And we want that student to come on and share what she has been able to accomplish within the space of a few months, so you also can see the possibilities that lie ahead of you. All right. So, Dafe, very briefly, are we ready for the Project Showcase tonight? Are we ready?
Yes, we're very much ready. Very, very much ready. And as much as we are ready, I want to believe that the participants right here on the call is also ready. So as many of you, who have joined the call this evening, for the project showcase, and also who wants to learn how to leverage a standout project, okay, in tech, I tell you for free that you are in the right place and with the right set of people and at the right time. So, Rachel, please
Amazing.
confirm that you can hear me clearly. You want to give me a thumbs up, just so I'm sure that you're on the call and you can hear me clearly. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Can you hear me?
Okay, so
So we
while
have
we
Rachel on
get
the call, who is going to be taking us through a number of the things.
awesome, Rachel is actually on the call. Lovely to have you join us, Rachel. We cannot wait
Okay,
to
she has
bring
already
you.
given a thumb.
Yes. So we cannot wait to have you come present to us, uh, Rachel. So I want to assure you guys that you are not going to miss anything tonight. So and that is because this session, as we are having it right now, we are recording this session. All right. So you would have a recording to always fall back to in case maybe your network glitched or you couldn't hear one or two things. Don't worry, relax. The session is recorded and we are going to be happy to share the recordings with you. All you need to do to access the recording is to fill the attendance form. All right. So I have some of my colleagues that would also be sharing the attendance form in the chat box. So keep an eye on the chat box for the attendance form. All you need to do is click on the link and fill the attendance form with some of your details. That's where we're also going to pick out information that would use to send you the attendance, to send you the recording of the class, all right, of the session. So we are very happy to send you the recording, but we will need you to fill the attendance form. If you guys got that, if you guys got what I just said, give me a thumbs up so that I know that no one is going to miss out on the recording of the class. Awesome, beautiful, beautiful. I keep calling it a class, maybe because I'm used to being a teacher. All right, I meant this session. So we are going to be sending you the recording of the session. So right about now, we are happy to kickstart the session, and I'm going to leave the floor to Daffy. Daffy, over to you. Hi, Daffy. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you very much for that. Ayobami. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, 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 loud and clear.
Confirm that you can
Please go
hear
ahead.
me.
Yes.
All right. So we will continue the. Okay, great. We will continue right now with Rachel. So Rachel, if you are on the call, I got your thumbs up earlier. You want to unmute your mic, share your screen, and walk us through what you have for us this evening.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Please, could you kindly confirm if you can see my screen?
Hi, good evening.
Okay, that's fine. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Ogenetiga Edegwari. So, like Mr. Edafe, I'm also from Delta State. I'm a pharmacist, and I am one of those that have been opportune to experience Nebient analytics. And I'll be giving you a little bit. Let's say I'm not giving you everything, but let me give you just a little bit of what Nebient analytics is about. So Rachel is a pharmacist, and I was working in Lagos some months back at Alpha Pharmacy. I don't know if anyone knows about that. So at Alpha Pharmacy, there's every tendency for us to open new branches. There's every tendency for us to do more concerning our patients. So I'm trying to explain what led me into Navient analytics. So at Alpha Pharmacy, we use data to be able to understand sales performance, if our patients are actually coming back for their refill, and even to open new branches. Where do we have more of our patients, our customers coming from? What area of Lagos? So this is what drove me into knowing more about data itself. And I got to see that we could actually do a lot with data. And little by little, I started picking up little platforms that just share little about what data analysis is about, what you can use data for. And I got interested. I got interested because it's something that can be brought into healthcare and it's going to strive in it. Because I had to Google some things and, just search about it. And I could see that a lot is being done with data and concerning healthcare. So eventually I stumbled onto Nebient Analytics via Instagram. So the females here that we love Instagram, can I see a thumbs up? Okay. So that was how I got into a webinar like this that was scheduled just the way you have come into a webinar. That was how I got into a webinar, and I saw what the power of data in analyzing data in that's producing different model to that we are performing different modeling just so as we are able to train some certain data sets of patients, and then we see results. And so I decided to browse and research more on these different um, trainings. That's data analysis, data science, and business analysis. So Nebient Analytics offers three core disciplines in tech, and that is data analysis, where they do more of knowing the why it's happening, and you have data science. They predict more from your data. That's whatever data analysis has done, they do more on it, more on that results. And then you have business analysis as the third discipline. So I got into data science. Why? Because it helps me also to analyze data, one, and two, I could always do more when it comes to healthcare in terms of diseases, in terms of quickly knowing that that's diagnosis of different diseases. It could be liver, it could be heart, it could be hypertension. So it helps us to train different models based on past patient records, and then be able to predict in the future concerning future patients what is going to happen if they are likely to come down with certain disease or certain health conditions. So I got into Navient, and for the past 3-4 months, will I say my life has never remained the same concerning analysis as a whole. So quickly, I'll be sharing a lot of projects, some of the projects that I've been able to accomplish thus far. Hello, can anyone hear me? Can you see my screen? Please, can I get a thumbs up? Okay, so this is my portfolio. So at Navient Analytics, you're not just learning your the skills in question. They get to give you other bonuses like creating your CV, building up your portfolio, knowing how to attend to interviews for job opportunities. It helps you to be you in the data space. So this is a homepage of me. This is just me in general. So I'm a results oriented professional. I've been in pharmacy and I decided to incorporate have a combined effect and effort of data and healthcare. So I'll be going straight into my project, and we'll see that in my portfolio. So these are some of the projects that I have been able to do at Navient Analytics, from different classes to assignments to classwork. I've been able to accomplish this and lots more, but this is just a few of them. So for this, hi Rachel. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you, Richard. We can hear you.
Okay, so I can go on.
Yes, please go ahead, Richard.
Okay, so this is my first. So this is the first project that I built on with Navient Analytics. I'll just have to show you clearly. So this is what it looks like. So in this project, we're given data sets of Grandin's Banking Group. So now Grandin's Banking Group is a financial institution, but they were trying to see and convert from the traditional way of doing banking. That's everybody strolling into the bank to make payments, to do transfers, to withdraw. They were trying to convert these customers into online. So basically, we all agree with me that sitting at the comfort of our homes and doing our transfers, most especially, basically bank transaction is more easier, convenient, and some people, they enjoy their privacy. Can I see a thumbs up to that? So at Brandy's Banking Group, hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so at Brandy's Banking Group, this was their mobile transaction. That's 2,194,990 of their customers were actually doing on sites, that's online transaction. So this dashboard, I built it with Microsoft Excel. So most of the times we have like tools that helps in building dashboards, Tableau, Power BI, but this was done using Microsoft Excel. Amazing, right? Because we don't really expect Microsoft Excel to do much of this, but everything from scratch to finish was done using Microsoft Excel. And after the analysis, we were able to see that the transaction trend was increasing as the year goes by. That's 2017, 2018, 2019 till 2024. We can see these are these are showing how the trends, the visible growth from the different years via the different regions, and we could measure our mobile transaction with this figure. Why those that do come into the bank with this figure, that's 499,525. This is to show that whatever advertisement, whatever follow-ups they were doing on their different customers, it was actually showing results. So this is another dashboard, and this I use Tableau.
Okay. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Rachel. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Okay, great. I just want to ask you a simple question, right?
Okay.
The first dashboard that you showcased, the Microsoft Excel dashboard.
Yes.
If, I mean, as a beginner that I am, I don't know anything really. Like how many that dashboard, that project, how many months did it take you, that particular Excel project?
I don't know why you're saying months, because it just took me like few weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, and I was able to come up with this. It wasn't up to a month. Hello?
Amazing. Yes, I heard that clearly. You were able to achieve that in 1 to 2 weeks. So the next question I want to ask you, the next question on that particular dashboard, I mean, did you really need like the whole 2 weeks to, do you need to have had a very, very brilliant experience of Excel before you were able to come up with, everything that you did in building that dashboard? Is it that you were a master at Excel before you were able to come up with everything, or you learned everything at Navient and then you were able to execute what you learned to build that dashboard?
Absolutely no. I didn't. Whatever skills I know concerning Microsoft Excel were just addition, subtraction, probably putting in some figures in some cells. Everything that I used in creating this dashboard for this financial institution was learned at Navient Analytics. Every single skill that I needed to produce a dashboard like this was obtained in Navient Analytics. Hello, can anyone hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Rachel. We can hear
Okay.
you.
So can I go on my presentation?
Yes, please, Rachel. Go ahead.
Okay, so I made other dashboards, and this I use Tableau, another site, and with this as well, another Tableau as well. Then I went on into machine learning, and with machine learning I could do a lot, because from this project I was able to detect if a patient will be having liver disease abnormalities with certain markers that's found in the body. And I'll just mention it, even if I don't expect everyone to know about it. That's total bilirubin level in the body. So it has an indirect relationship with the liver. And I did this using Python, using different libraries in Python. Now, Python has different libraries. It has different libraries. It has the NumPy, it has the matplotlib, it has seaborn, it has a lot. Let me mention but a few. And with this, we did a project on Navient analytics. So we're trying to develop a model that will help us in knowing which of our leads, that's whoever comes for our webinar or whatever teachings, whatever sections we'll be having, who are we likely able to convert into actual participants. So it gives us the leverage to be able to follow up our participants, to be able to know what they'll be needing to attain this training. And I also did a project on spam. So there is this our email. We all must at one point in our life have emails, and then sometimes we receive messages that are should I put in the quotes, scam. They are not legitimate messages. And then we also receive messages that are legitimate. That's messages that are actually meant for us, to do something good for us, to actually communicate something to us. And we agree with me that as well we have like a mixture of these two messages, because me, I have the ones that I will read them and I'll be like, how did this message get into my email? I don't need this. So with this model, with this analysis, we're able to build model. I was able to build a model that will be able to detect each message if it is actually legitimate or it's not legitimate, if it's unwanted. So I'll be going straight to show you more about this specific project. Hello, can anyone hear me? I just want to be sure that we are on the same page.
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So in machine learning, you tend to run codes. So this is part of what data science is about. So you use different libraries. Now, for me to be able to do this project, I needed different libraries such as pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and seaborn. There's a lot, but I needed these libraries to begin. And this is, okay, let me scroll down. So I was actually given like a data set. So this is my data set. So data set, it contains both the spam messages that were not that was illegitimate, and we have the harm, which is a legitimate message, but I'm going to be using legitimate and illegitimate just so we follow. So this is my data, and we can see that it needs cleaning. So once you are giving data sets, either as an analyst, as a data scientist, business analyst, you ensure that your data is actually clean. Clean in the sense of you don't have unnecessary things that are not supposed to be in that data. For example, now you're having text. Inside the text, when you know there is no, it's like a word, you start seeing numbers in it. So you have to ensure that they have a certain pattern. So if it's text, it is text in a column. If it's numbers, it is numbers in that column. If it's a combination, that means there's something, for example, like IDs, workers IDs, sometimes it has combination of both text and numbers. So you just have to ensure that your data is clean. So I had to clean my data sets. So I had to clean my data.
Please, Rachel, can you expand? Can you maximize this so that we
I'm
can
so
see?
sorry. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I had to clean that, remove unnecessary columns. Now from here, you see that I'm having unnecessary columns. unnamed. I don't need unnamed columns. It's not doing anything for me. So I had to remove them. That's part of cleaning. You take away the unwanted things. Then I now have a free data set. And from there now, this is what I'm going to use for my analysis, for my model building. I'm using just the label and the message. That's the message which is in text, and so the message is in text, and I have my label if it's legitimate or illegitimate. 0 means that the text is legitimate, and 1 means that it's unwanted. So further, I did like a bar chart presentation of how many spans that's illegitimate message I'm
Okay.
having
Hi,
and
Rachel.
legitimate message. Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Rachel. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So I mean, the projects are amazing so far. I can see like a number of hands. I think a few persons will want to know how you achieved, but I don't think for now, most of us here, for someone like me, we're beginners, we just got started. In fact, this is my own first time of hearing spam, and ham and leads and every other thing that you did. So for people like me who, were getting into this for the first time, I'm sure we would not understand everything that you have been, saying so far, even though the project has been very, very captivating. They've captured my attention, as a person. So one of the questions I want to ask is everything you have said, and I asked that before now, everything you have said so far, were they things that you had learned before you attended Nebient Analytics? What was like your level of expertise before you attended Nebient Analytics? What was your level of expertise your program at Nebient? Like, how good were you with these things before you came? Did you already have these projects already built before you joined Nebient, and then you just got some support, or you came in as a complete newbie, not having any idea of what Python is, for example? I'm sure out of 74, 75% on the call, at least, let's say like me, we're going to have like 60 persons who have no idea what Python is. Are you also like us, or you had to come into the program because you already have like 70, 80, 90% knowledge of Python? So Nebient Analytics just helped you to brush through, the things that you already knew before you joined the program. I'd like you to answer that question. I'd like you to shed a little bit of light, in that regard, so that we can all see and have an understanding of where we are. Okay. So do you mind unmuting your mic and speaking to us in response to that question? Yeah, Rachel, if you are speaking, your mic is muted. You probably don't know that already. Your mic is muted.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Okay, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, I'm so sorry for that, bitch. I didn't know my mic was off. So, as regards the question, so I had 0% knowledge concerning anything that I've been showing you here before I got into Nebient. So I've heard about Python, but only as an animal, snake.
Okay.
Yes, I've come across Microsoft Excel. That was the least I knew about data tech, and that was it. So me getting into Nebian analytics, this opened my eyes. It opened my skills. It's Nebian actually built me from scratch, and this is what I am today after 3 months of training. So in Nebian analytics, you can always come as a newbie. I myself, I am a testament of that. I was a total stranger to whatever tech is saying, whatever machine learning, Python, SQL, nothing. I had no knowledge. I couldn't even use Excel as much as I can use Excel right now. So that's the power, that's what is contained in Nebian
Okay,
analytics.
so another question I would want to ask, please. Wow. So if you can hear what Rachel has just said, I think you want to either use your favorite emoji, to all our listeners right here. You want to use your favorite emoji just to signify that you heard clearly that, she joined the program, and it was on the program while still in the program. That was where she learned everything. So she did not need to have any prior knowledge before she was able to build and write, all the codes, all the dashboards that you have seen here this evening. One more question. Everything that you have showcased, how many months, how many years did you spend with Nebians before you are able to build all of these things?
Hello, can you all hear me? So I would say
Yes, I can
I
hear you.
I spent just 3 months of training, getting to know how to use Microsoft Excel, getting to know how to use SQL, that's a structured query language, getting to know how to use Python, that's a machine learning language, learning how to build different models. Like I showed you how I was able to understand or know if a patient is likely to come down with liver disease. I couldn't do any of this before I got into Nebian. So I learned about Nebian in August and I applied. So by September 7th of September, that was when I started my training. And believe me, before the end of last year, 2024, I was able to do this much.
Wow. That's super amazing. That's super amazing. And I am overly impressed, first of all, at the level of work that you have had to do. I'm overly impressed at the level of projects that you eventually turned out. It's something that I never expected. No one would have told me that there is somebody who could have either taught people, or there is someone that would have learned every of these things in 3 months. I mean, in 3 months, and come up with this level of results. It is beyond normal. It is what is extraordinary, something that is worth emulating. It's something that is worth giving your time, giving your energy, giving your resources to. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one more question, maybe probably the last question before I will hand over to Ayobami on the call. Maybe the last question. What would be your advice? Okay, what would be your advice? What would you say to someone on the call who, just like you, I mean, prior to the month of August 2024, you were a newbie? So I have a feeling that you understand the psychology behind this call, are at the moment. They are in the space where, oh, I want to move into this thing. This is something very fascinating that I want to do. The way these guys are talking is looking as if they just want to sweet talk us into bringing our money. Okay. So put yourself in the shoes of yourself, where you were before August 2024 and where you are now. If you would give an advice to yourself, to someone like you who is on the call, what exactly will you say to the person? What will be that word, that thing that you're going to say to them, looking at where you are or where you were before August and where you are presently, the things that you're able to do, and not just what you're able to do, the things that, data science has opened your mind to, that you will be capable of doing, even in your industry as a pharmacist. So what would be your word of advice? What is that thing that you're going to tell, that participant who is on the call this evening, who is looking to transition, who is looking to start the training, but is probably still skeptical about it? So I want you to just take a minute or two to say something to them. Rachel, if you can hear me, maybe you want to unmute your mic and go ahead with that.
Thank you, Mr. Edafe. So what I would like to say to anybody, so if you are going for something, let's even take tech out of the space. If you are going for something, it starts with your mindset. So I would urge everyone on this call, if you want to make a change, it starts with your mindset. And don't come on this journey alone. I don't even think you will even be alone at Nebians Analytics, because there is accountability. You have accountability, you have partners, even the instructors, the coaches, they also serve as your accountability partners. So anyone that is still having a second thought, I really think you should drop that second thought aside and go for it, because mind you, you are definitely going to make a difference from, let me not give you 3 months, let me just give you a month, 2 months. You are going to make a difference in the tech space and even to yourself as an individual, because the growth you are going to amass is a lot. So I would say to anyone, it starts with your mindset. So if you really want it, please go for it. And then when I wanted to do all of this, I had discouragements. Yes, I had people talk me down. It's a lot. The money is too much. You can't do this. But I can always go to any interview now and learn from it, know what I should say in that interview, and also ace that interview concerning tech, and not just tech alone, because it opened my eyes to how I should be attending interviews. And then I'm able to build I'm able to build a word for myself in terms of skill wise now, so I can beat my chest that everything that I've showcased and I've showed you is something that you can also call me back any day to replicate it, and I'll be able to, because it's not just about coming to class and let's do one, let's do two, let's do three things, and that is all. The hard work was there, and the people to love you all throughout the journey, the hands to lead you all throughout the journey, the advice, anything you can think of in embarking on any journey is at Nebians Analytics. They are there for everything that is you. So please make that decision today.
Amazing, amazing. Guys, can we celebrate Rachel? Can we give Rachel a resounding round of applause? Rachel has done amazingly well. And guys, for a student to come out boldly and give a word of commendation for an institution that she learned from, that should tell you something. It should tell you that she really got value, not just for her money, but also for her time. And that's very, very crucial. That's a very, very important thing to note from what we have seen or heard Rachel share tonight. All right. So I want to know, from everything that Rachel has said, If you were able to pick out one or two things, if you were able to pick out one or two lessons, one or two key takeaways, can you give Rachel one of your favorite emoji? Can you react? Let's know if you're able to pick out one or two things that you can take action on, considering what Rachel just shared with us tonight. Awesome, 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 awesome one, guys. Awesome. Right now, guys. Rachel, please, You can stop sharing. Uh, awesome, 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 awesome session we've had so far, and we are going to try as much as possible to end the session early enough so that we can take some questions. I know you have questions burning in your heart, considering everything that Rachel has shared, and we are going to take your questions. So please stay till the end of the session so that we are able to, take your questions. You can ask anything, and we will do our best possible to answer your questions. Now, guys, Rachel said something very, very profound. And from what she said, I would like everybody on the call to take a cue from it. She said that she was 3 months ago, she was a complete, in fact, she used the word 0%. She was a complete novice at anything tech. She didn't know anything. But look at Rachel 3 months down the line. Rachel is now the one speaking tech jargons like models, libraries, Python, Tableau. This shows you how much Rachel has been able to learn and grow just within 3 months. Just within 3 months, she has been able to build all of those amazing, amazing projects. And these are the kind of projects that you will need to build for recruiters to be able to take you seriously. Now, I want to believe that majority of us on the call right now are people who have zero experience in tech. You've never done anything tech before. I want to believe that is true. If you are on the call and that is your reality, you've not done anything tech before, you've not worked in a tech environment before, can you give a thumbs up? Let me see. Let me take a poll of the pros in the house already. Awesome. So we can see that many of us on this call are like Rachel 3 months ago. So 3 months ago, Rachel was exactly like us. So that means you and Rachel of 3 months ago are on equal pedestal. Now look at Rachel's current situation 3 months after. What should I tell you? This means that you also in the next 3 months could be the next Rachel. If it took Rachel just 3 months to transition from a non-technical pharmacist to somebody who is using data to predict somebody who is likely to have a disease, I mean, that is a big deal. And that goes to show the importance of building up yourselves, the importance of betting on yourself. Remember, I told you guys that as at 2021 December, who can remember what I was doing as at 2001 December? Who can remember? I shared it here. What was my occupation as at 2001 December, and how much was I earning? How much was I earning? I want to see if you still remember from the little story I shared about myself. As at 2021, what was I doing and how much was I earning as at 2021? 45,000 naira. 45,000 naira. That was me as at 2021. But let me share a quick story. Today I turned down a job. All right, today I turned down a job because they wanted to pay me around 450,000 naira. I turned it down. So imagine somebody that was earning 445,000 naira becoming somebody who is saying, nah, I cannot take a 450,000 naira job. And when I turned down the job, they then asked me, do I have somebody who is as good as me? that I can recommend for the job. And I put it on my WhatsApp. If you can do this, if you can do that, send me your CV and I would. That goes to show how I have moved from that guy who could only earn 45,000 naira to somebody who is turning down a 450,000 naira job. That is the power of building capacity. That is the power of equipping yourself. You know, a lot of us we want to get to the next stage, the next level in our lives, but we fail to realize that that next level actually require a next level set of actions, a next level um, steps that we need to take to get to that next level of resources. All right. And the freedom that you are yearning for, you want to be able to make so much money, at the same time, have enough time for your family. You don't want to work in a role that will burn you out. That was my life before. I would wake up in the morning, go to my school, walk from morning till 3 p.m. From 3 p.m., I'll start going from one person's house to another person's house, doing extra lesson. I will get back to my house by say 7 p.m., all to make maybe a meager 80,000 naira from all of that stress from Monday to Saturday. In fact, there was a point in my life that I was doing lessons on Sundays. And if I calculate everything I'm making is not up to 80,000 naira. That was my life before, until I decided that, you know what, this is not going to be me anymore. I want so many good things, and what I'm doing right now will not afford me those good things. I need to do something about my life. And what did I do? I learned a skill. I equipped myself with knowledge and skills. But how did I approach it? I did not approach it the way I should have approached it. You know, I was just learning. I was not guided. I was just interested in building skills. Let me learn this tool. In fact, there was nothing I did not learn. Python, R, JavaScript. I learned Excel. I learned Google Sheets. I was just learning. My learning journey was just all over the place. I was not guided. And it took me 2 whole years to land my first job in tech. 2 good years. 2 good years to land my very first job in tech. And when I now became somebody who is now teaching other people or equipping other people with skills to land jobs in tech, I have students that I train landing jobs in 3 weeks. I was furious with myself. If it took me, the teacher, to land my first job, it took me 2 years, and now I'm training people to land their first jobs in 3 weeks, 1 month, 3 months. I was mad at myself for wasting that much of a time. All I needed was to learn in a structured environment. All right. And this is to everybody on the call trying to get into tech. The best thing you can do for yourself is to have a structured learning environment. Don't just go about learning this, learning that. Learn from people who have walked the walk and talked the talk. You want to learn from people who have made mistakes so that from their mistakes, you can learn to do better and be better. Now, because of my mistake, because of all of the mistakes I've made, learning this, learning that, doing that, and it took me 2 years to land my first job. But now I can train people to avoid my mistakes, and these guys are now landing their first job in 3 months. So what are we doing? We are shortening the journey. We are shortening the time. So it took us 3 years, took us 2 years, but our students don't have to go through all of that drama. You don't have to go through all of that stress. Within 3 months, you are ready to become a tech talent. And that's because we have combined all of the lessons we have learned, all of the things we wished that we had, that we did not have. We have combined it into our program. So if you're looking to get into tech, my advice for you is to find a training institute that has everything that you need. And by everything, I mean not just the technical skills, because that is what you find out there. A lot of people just focus on, oh, let me teach these guys. They just gather, they curate a curriculum that just focuses on technical skills. Let me teach them Excel. Let me teach them Power BI. Let me teach them Python. And you get to learn all of these things. You think you're ready to land the first job until you get to start doing interviews and they ask you some questions about emotional intelligence, about time management, about people skills, and you discover that you're not ready because working in tech requires some other skills. But most training institutions out there don't focus on these other skills, but they focus rather only on technical skills. And that's why people are struggling. They've paid so much money, but they are still struggling to land jobs. And this is where we come in. We have seen all of these mistakes. We have seen all of these gaps, and we have decided, you know what? We want to design a program that is all encompassing, that is not missing out on something. We want to fill in all the loophole. Technical skills, check. Non-technical skills, check. Your CV, check. Other things you need like LinkedIn, check. We also offer you mentorship, check. Everything that you will ever need to land your first tech job, that is everything we have put together in our tech training program. And that is why our tech training program is referred to as a premium tech training program. It's not just like every other tech training program you have out there that lacks one thing or the other. We have curated a curriculum that answers all your questions and meets all your need. All right. So that is what you need to start looking out for. And you might start wondering, maybe I will start tomorrow. Maybe I will start tomorrow. Remember, that was how I also thought. You know, I was a teacher. I thought life was easy. I was living in the north. You know, if you have lived in the north before, there's something that the north will do to you. It will make you very complacent. You think life is great. You know, you carry bike 50 naira, no traffic, you buy pepper. You want to make stew, you buy pepper 100 naira, 150. You can make stew and you think life is great with 45,000 naira until you see your mates that are doing amazingly well, and it then gets to your head and you think you have wasted a lot of time. And that's where we come in. We are here to help you shorten that journey. You don't have to spend 2 years before you transition into tech. All right. And we probably have people on the call who don't even know what tech field to pursue. If you're like that, you want to get into tech, but you don't even know what to do. Which tech job should I pursue? Is it software engineering? Is it UI UX? There are a lot of fields in tech, but you don't know which one particularly to pursue. If you're that person, give me a thumbs up. You are interested in getting into tech, but you don't know which one to actually pursue. If that is you, give me a thumbs up. I can see we have a lot of people who are interested in tech, but they don't even know where to look, what to pursue. Now, I have a simple solution for you. I have something that will solve that your problem of not knowing what to pursue. Are you excited? Do you want me to share, guys? Do you want me to share my strategy in identifying the tech role or the tech job to pursue as a beginner? Are you ready for it, guys? If you're ready for me, give me a thumbs up. If you're ready for me, let me know you're ready before I share my killer strategy. Beautiful. I see a lot of people already. Now, as a beginner, and because we are in Africa, guys, let's not lie to ourselves. We are trying to get into tech for money. Yes or no? We are trying to get into tech because we know that tech actually pays awesomely. Because we hear every day that tech is the new oil money, meaning that we are all running towards tech for the higher pay, for the money, and also the flexibility also. So that means because of the reason we are trying to get into tech, we must consider 3 things. And let me share my screen very quickly. Let me share my screen very, very quickly so that I can approach this as an instructor, so that I drive my point home very, very efficiently. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to share my screen very quickly. I will tell you my strategy in identifying tech skills to pursue. If you can see my screen, please somebody unmute. One of my colleagues, please unmute and tell me that you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen, Ayobami.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much. Now, guys, back to what I was saying. You're trying to get into tech, you must consider three very, very important factors because you're a beginner trying to get into tech in the shortest time possible. One, you want to pursue a career in tech that is easy to learn. Easy to learn. The first thing is you want to pursue a career in tech that is easy to learn. You were doing something else before. For example, my story, I was a teacher. Before teaching, I was in banking. I have not done anything related to tech. In fact, I studied economics in school. So nothing about my life was tech. That means if I needed to transition into tech, I want to learn something that would not give me a headache, that would not, you know, rack my brain so much that I'm going to want to give up. So the first thing you want to look out for is out of all the available roles, out of all the available fields in tech, which one or which ones are very easy to learn. So guys, what's the first thing to look out for when you are trying to transition into tech as a beginner? Put in the chat, what's the first criteria to look out for? Number one is what? Put it in the chat. Let me look at the chat very quickly. Number one is what? Put it in the chat. Let me be sure you're following me. The first thing to look out for is what? When you're trying to get into tech, what is the first thing to look out for? A tech career that is what? Put it in the chat, everybody. Put it in the chat. Let me be sure you are following. Beautiful. Easy to learn. Also, easy to learn. So we have that checked. So the first criteria is you want to pursue something that is easy to learn. Number two, once you have found out that this career, I can easily learn it. Number two criteria is something or a role or a field in tech that is easy to transition to. What do I mean by transition? I mean to move from point A to point B. Before you were at point A, maybe you were a baker, you were a makeup artist, you are a teacher, you are a farmer, you're an artist, you're a singer, you are a nanny, you're a cleaner. If I want to move from all of that to tech, how easy it is. There are some roles in tech that is not so easy. For example, you were a cleaner before. Please, you want to stay on mute so that we don't get distracted in class. Now, before you were a cleaner or you were a makeup artist and you want to transition into tech and you are transitioning into something like software engineering, guys, do you think it will be easy for you to cope? No, it's not going to be easy because software engineering is hard and it's going to be difficult for you to apply to a job as a software engineer and they tell you, what were you doing before? And you tell them, I was actually a makeup artist. They will look at you, makeup artist, software engineering. No collision. No, there's no journey. There's nothing to join them together, right? So that means that there are some careers in tech that is difficult to transition to based off of where you are coming from before. So apart from it being easy to learn, you must also pursue a career in tech that is easy to transition to. Did we all get that, guys? Did we all get that? Did you all get my second criteria? Beautiful. Only one person is getting the criteria. Only one person. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we have covered two criteria. Number one is that it must be easy to learn. And number two is that it must be easy to transition to. And number three, of course, like I said, That is why we are even interested in tech in the first place. Number three criteria is that whatever career you are pursuing in tech must have great salary projections. In fact, that's a fancy way of putting it. There must be money inside it, guys. If you are pursuing a career in tech that the salary of people doing it are not so great, run away from it. Here at Nebiant Analytics, we are all about financial freedom. So we want you to learn something that there is money inside. There are some rules in tech. I know a lot of people think, oh, tech is just tech. There are some rules in tech that the salary projections are not so great. And this is not me trying to bash any tech career. But for instance, you're a digital marketer, although I know digital marketing has great career, great salary. But for you to make so much money from digital marketing, you will sweat. Or for instance, you're a graphics designer. Yes, it's giving tech, but for you to make so much money from graphics design, you will sweat. You would have to design a lot of things. But there are some jobs that just in a month you're making about 5,000 US dollars. And if you calculate how much 5,000 US dollars is in naira, that's above 7 million naira already. Imagine making 7 million naira every blessed month. Here in Nigeria, I mean, it's great money, to be honest. If you're being sincere, it's great money. So that means that there are jobs or there are fields in tech or there are careers in tech that you can pursue that has great salary projections. Now, for you to now decide on the path you want to, follow, or the career you want to pursue, the career must fulfill all these three criteria. Not 2 out of 3, not 1 out of 3, but 3 out of 3. Meaning that the career you want to pursue in tech must be easy to learn, it must be easy to transition to, and it must have great salary projections. Meaning that it must be very easy to learn, and you can easily get a job if you decide to pursue that career. And number 3, there must be money inside it. I'm trying to use our regular parlance. There must be money inside it. If it is easy to learn and it is easy to get a job, but there's no money inside it, or the salary is not as great, that's not a great career to pursue in tech. If it is easy to learn, but the salary is also great, but before you can get a job, you are going to sweat. No, that is not a career to pursue. If you can easily get a job and it has great money inside, but before you learn it, hey God, you will sweat. That is also not a great career to pursue. For it to become a great career to pursue, all these 3 criteria must be fulfilled. Again, it must be easy to learn, it must be easy to transition, and it must have great salary projections. Do we get that, guys? Before I proceed, do we get that? Do we get that? Do we get the 3 criteria? Now, this is where the good news comes. Now, I have good news for you guys. Let me stop sharing for a bit. Now, I have good news for you guys. Now, I have given you the expose. I have given you what you need in order to be able to decide whether or not a tech career is great. Now, you would have expected that we would leave you to go and do research. Now, let me go and find out which of the available tech careers meet all the 3 criteria. It's going to be a lot of work. We have done the work for you. That's where the good news is. We have done a lot of research. We have done a lot of findings to find all the tech careers that meet these 3 criteria, meaning that we have been able to identify some careers in tech that are easy to learn, easy to transition, and there is great money inside. Are you guys ready to hear the tech careers that meet these 3 criteria? Are you guys ready to learn from the from result or research. If you guys are ready, give me a thumbs up. If you're ready to know the career that meets these three criteria, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Beautiful, beautiful. I see a lot of you are ready. Now, we found out that there are a number of these careers, right? There are a number of these fields in tech that meet this criteria. But we then streamline it to the top three. All right, we streamlined it to the best three. Out of all these criteria, we're able to pinpoint the best three fields in tech that you should pursue that meets these three criteria. And those include what? Data analytics, data science, and business analysis. I'll take that again. Data analytics. I'm sure you must have been hearing data analytics, data analysis everywhere. And that is because people have discovered that data analysis is actually very easy to learn. And it's also easy to transition into. And you can also make great money. And that's what I do. So you can imagine my excitement talking about what is really feeding me. Data analysis is an amazing field. You heard what I said today, that I turned down a 450,000 naira job. So for somebody to have turned down a 450,000 naira job, it means that what that person is expecting is not anywhere around 450,000, right? And that shows, and that's just a Nigerian organization pay. A typical global organization would want to offer you something around $5,000. That's data analytics for you, just to give you an idea of the kind of money you can make from data analytics. They would probably offer you around 4,000 to 5,000 US dollars. And if you convert that to naira, that's around 6 to 7 million naira every month. Imagine making 6 to 7 million naira. So data analysis is a great field that is easy to learn, easy to transition, and also has great salary projection. And another career apart from data analysis is data science, and that is what Rachel does now. Rachel that presented, that is what she does now. 3 months ago, she was a novice. Sarah is already imagining that money. You don't enter your eye, Abby. I know. Don't enter your eye. 7 million naira every month. The things you can do, right? That is who you can become. The more you can picture it, the more likely you are to become that. All right. Now, imagine Rachel 3 months ago, a complete novice. Now, 3 months down the line, she's now a super efficient data scientist. And that's to prove my point that data sciences is easy to learn. Within 3 months, look at what Rachel has been able to do. So it proves the point that it is easy to learn, and she has been able to successfully transition into data science fully without struggle in 3 months. Guys, do you want to now talk about the salary projection? And just to shock you, data scientists actually earn more than data analysts. So Rachel is my boss. I'll be sending Rachel a DM to, I'll be sending her my account number so that she can, forward me some cash, because she's in a position to earn more than me. So data scientists actually earn more than data analysts. So imagine if as a data analyst, you can actually earn around 5 million to 7 million naira monthly. Imagine what a data scientist can earn if you position for global opportunities. So you can see it is easy to learn, easy to transition, and it also has amazing salary projection. And the last one that we pinpointed that meets this criteria is also a very fantastic role in tech, and that is what? Business analysis. Now, business analysts are, what I call business analysts? Those guys are people that are living the soft life. And apologies to any business analyst in the house. I feel like those guys are just basically just eating money without doing so much. That's how I feel. Because those guys make so much money with the littlest of effort. All they need to do is to be able to, position themselves to help organizations optimize their processes. You know, they have people that are doing the actual job. They are just people that come in the middle or be in the center to ensure those things are done. So you are just getting things, you're trying to ensure that people that are getting things done, that they get it done, and you are making so much money from it. So it means that you're not really going to take so much to learn the technical stuff, because you're not even the one doing the software engineering in the first place. You're not the one building the solution. You're not the one building the app. You are the ones getting the guys building the app to ensure they actually get the app built. So it is very easy to learn to become a business analyst, and it's also very easy to transition. Very beautiful question, Nancy, and I'm going to get to that in a very short while. All right. So it's very easy to transition into business analysis, and you make amazing, amazing money. Now, if you go online to research the average salary of a business analyst, you'll discover that it's somewhere around $60,000 to $120,000 in a year. And if you break it down by month, that's around $5,000 to about $10,000 in a month. Do you know what $10,000 mean as a Nigerian working in Nigeria? That's about more than 15 million naira in a month. Do you know what you can do with that kind of money? All right. So when you position yourself for global opportunities, these are your potential earnings. So that means that the first step, now that you know all of these things, the first step is now to equip yourself to be able to become these people. All right. So you want to equip yourself, learn the skills needed to become a data analyst, to become a data scientist, to become a business analyst. Now that you've identified the three skills that will really make it easy for you to get into tech and also give you enough money, the next step is, how do I start learning to become either a data analyst, a data scientist, or a business analyst? And like Nancy asked very brilliantly in the chat, she was asking whether business and data analytics and data analysis are the same thing. Yes, they are often used interchangeably, but conceptually, they are really not the same thing. So data analysis is the action, while data analytics is the process. So when they ask you, what do you do? You are doing data analytics. How do you do data analytics? You do data analytics by doing data analysis. So the action, the steps you are taking is data analysis. But the overall process, the overall umbrella, the name given to all of those actions is called data analytics. Nancy, I hope I was able to answer your question. I just had to touch on that very quickly before I go back. Nancy, give me a thumbs up if beautiful. Beautiful. So another question here is saying, what is the average salary in Nigeria? Beautiful. Now, these kind of questions, I don't even like to hear it. I don't like to hear it. Do you know why? Because here at Nebiant Analytics, when we train our students, we try to ring it in their ears every day. These skills you are learning, don't think of applying it in Nigeria. Don't position yourself for jobs in Nigeria, because Nigerians will stain your white. Nigerians will stain your white. I just told you about my own experience. Somebody sent my CV to an organization. Exactly. Why aim local when you can go international? So I told you about my story. So a friend of mine was reached out to. The organization needed somebody who is good and can do the job, and he sent my CV to that organization, and they reached out to me, and we did interview, we did everything, and within 2 days they sent me an offer. And when I saw the offer, I was seeing 456,000 naira, and I replied them, I'm sorry, I cannot take 456,000 naira in Ikoyi. I live on the mainland. I will be going to Ikoyi every day for 456,000. I am very, very sorry. I cannot do it. If you guys can increase it to this so amount. And because I've worked in international organizations, I know how much I've gotten paid in international organizations. And I gave my budget based on my mouth that has opened. Yoruba people will say enumity fair. I gave my own budget based on my mouth that has fed. And they said, we are sorry, we cannot pay this amount. I said, fine, no problem. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to turn down this offer. They now said, you know what? Do you have somebody who is as good as you that you can recommend? I said, no, well, I can find people who are ready to take the job. And I got a few CVs and I sent to them, and they are probably going to hire those guys. But you guys, if you're on this call and you start thinking locally, you are not doing yourself any favor. When you learn the skills, when you are sure of your skills, and that's one thing Nebians will do for you, you will be grounded, you will be drilled, you will be cooked, such that you become very confident. And when you are that confident, there are some money that people will offer you and you say no. There are some organizations people will say, can you work here? And you say no. You start positioning for what? Global opportunities. All right. So I've said all of this. I've said all of this to tell you that you are going to be doing yourself and your future self, your current self and your future self, a lot of good by empowering yourself with the requisite skills and knowledge to be able to make this kind of bold statement that I'm making. All right. So 2 years or 3 years before now, I was the guy that would go out in the morning till night, still make terrible meager amount of money. But I have not left my house to go and work except briefly, maybe a month or two, once in a while, since 2022, January till 2025. I have not really gone out to work. I've always been in my house. Most of my job, I do it with my boxers and my singlets, maybe on my bed if I want to. That's the kind of flexibility, the kind of flex. In fact, I like that word, flexibility. The kind of flex that tech will guarantee that you get. All right. So I'm going to be taking a lot of questions, but the majority of the conversation is how to help you become the person that can earn as much as you should. The kind of person that would work from the comfort of their home, kind of person that dictates how much they want to get paid, because you are skilled enough to actually dictate, the amounts that you want to get paid. And that is what we do. We have made it our life mission here at Nebiant Analytics to empower you. You heard the person when we started the session, Lebura, when she was speaking, she said one of the things that stands out for her is the fact that here at Nebiant Analytics, she not only learned the skills, but she learned every other thing that she needed to be able to stand out in the job market. And because we have seen this problem, we are so invested in ensuring that anybody that passes through us are not just equipped with head knowledge of these skills, but are confident to apply it. And there are some other things that we would also do. We will make sure that as a student of Nebiant Analysis, your CV has to be in the best of states. All right. Your CV has to be in international standard. There's something called ATS. We'll ensure that your CV can actually pass ATS very, very outstandingly. All right. So apart from your CV going through our check and going through our refurbishment, your LinkedIn also, because now recruiters are hiring people on LinkedIn. So if you pass through us and your LinkedIn was in a very shabby state before, we will make sure that we revamp that your LinkedIn, looking in the best of state. We are going to package you. We are going to package you to the point that anybody that opens your LinkedIn will be like, wow, this person, wow. That is the kind of effect that we create for all our students. All right. And you heard Rachel say something very, very profound. Here at Nebiant Analysis, we will not let you rest until you succeed. The hand holding, you also heard Lebron mention it. The hand holding is superb. You have people that are going to be checking on you every time to ensure that you are learning what you say you are learning, to ensure your CV is in the best of state, to ensure your LinkedIn is in the best of state, to ensure that you are doing everything you're supposed to do So we're not just going to bring you on board and now leave you alone to face the journey of tech. No, we are not going to do that. Why? Because we know how difficult it can be. So we are always going to support you, and we have different layers of support. We have TSS, we have a lot of innovations and a lot of initiatives to ensure that at the end of your journey, you are not just only ready, but you are also equipped to take on tech jobs that will liberate you financially and also socially. All right. So that is what we stand for here. We are ready, and we are ready to take you on board if you're also ready to do everything that we will take you through. So if you're ready to start your journey in tech, we are more than ready to help you get started. Now, I'm going to take a few questions from the chat. I saw a lot of questions. Somebody said I should talk about business analysis. uh okay, let me start from this person. How about the average salary in Nigeria? Since it is easy to get, I already talked about this. Why? And in fact, somebody gave a very brilliant answer. Joshua says, why aim local when you can go international? But if you still want to aim local, which we don't do here, but I'm only going to answer you this once. But please, this answer, disregard it in your mind. You are not going to work in Nigeria. Disregard it in your mind. But the average salary of a Nigerian organization for a data analyst is around, for a beginner, is around 200,000 to about 300,000 naira for a beginner, for an entry level, 0 to like 2 years, 200,000 to about 350,000. But from 3 years and above, then you can now start talking about 400,000 to about 800,000 or 7 or 600,000 thereabout. Then if you're now like 5 years and above, you can now start talking 800 to about 1.2 million naira. Imagine somebody who has 8 years of experience earning 1.2 million naira. That is not what we want to celebrate. All right. So you want to start thinking international. For a beginner, someone that has 0 years of experience, zero, it's your first job, you can earn as high as 60,000 US dollars, which is like 5,000 US dollar monthly, which is about 7 million naira monthly as a beginner. If you start thinking global, start positioning yourself for global opportunities, and that is our focus. In fact, that is why our program is run virtually, because we are positioning our students for global opportunities. So I'll do one more question for this person, Gift, that says I should talk briefly on business analysis. So business analysis is just understanding business requirements. What does it take for a business to achieve success? What are all the things that a business will need to achieve their goal? So it is the job of a business analyst to understand it, to analyze it, to fully understand everything it will take for a business to achieve its goal. Once they now understand it, then they then interface, they engage with the different parties involved in the business to ensure everybody understands their job and they are doing their job right. And why a business analyst must understand technical stuff is because, for instance, you're working with a software engineer to ensure that a product is delivered. If a software engineer just writes rubbish lines of code and you don't know how, for instance, how the software development life cycle should go, the software developer can just do anything. But because you don't understand, for instance, software lifetime development life cycle, you take it the way the developer tells you, and at the end of the day, the goal is not met. So as a business analyst, you understand some little technical things so that you're able to interface with both the technical team and also business owners. So business owners are going to tell you, oh, this is what I want to achieve. All right, I want to make $5 million in sales in the next 5 months. Great. Now you've understood that from the business owner's point of view. Then you then go on to the technical teams. You be like, guys, this is what we need to do for us to achieve these goals. You will need to do this, do that by this time. And everybody on the team are playing their part. And the business analyst is ensuring that all the processes are followed through systematically and effectively. So that is the job of a business analyst. They are more like middlemen between business owners and technical teams to ensure that everybody is aligned and everybody is they are working towards achieving the business goals. So do you understand the major function of a business analyst now, Gift? Was I able to answer your question, Gift? You can give me a thumbs up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So you can either become a data analyst, a business analyst, or a data scientist, and that is what we are focused on here at Nebiant Analytics. So we run our data analytics training, business analysis training, and data science training for 3 months. All right, intensive training. All right, so you come into class the way we are on this call right now. You come into class, there's a facilitator to take you through everything that you need to learn per week. So you're going to get access to to your facilitator. The person is also going to serve as your mentor. You can always reach out to them. They have been there. All right, so as a data analyst instructor, you must have been a data analyst before. All right, so all our facilitators are fantastic people who have played excellently in the industry, and they are bringing onto the into the sessions, they are bringing their past experiences, the lessons learned, the mistakes made, everything. They are bringing it into class, and they are just pushing everything into your head. So you're learning not just the tools, you're learning not just the technical jargons, but you're also learning the experiences. You're also learning every other thing it takes. All right, so that's how our program runs. So if you're ready to start your journey in tech, we are also ready for you. That's our job. That's our job. All right, so I want to know, in this call, how many of you are ready to kickstart your journey? So I want to start taking notes of people that we are going to be bringing on board to get their journey in tech started. So if you're ready to, if you know that you're tired of your current situation and it is time to get your tech journey started, I want you to give me a thumbs up, or you can type in the chat, I am ready. Please type in the chat if you're ready. Type in the chat, I am ready. I am ready. So I want to see how many people would are ready to start their journey. So 2 people, 4 people are ready to start their journey in tech, and we are more than happy to support you. We are more than happy to get you started. The same way Rachel was ready, and we were able to help Rachel become a data scientist. We are also ready and more than happy to help you get started. All right, beautiful. So I see a lot of I am ready. All right, and we are taking note of you. All right, we are taking note of you. Now, because we have people that are ready, do you mean starting in just data science or data analysis? Anyone you have chosen. All right, maybe I should briefly also tell you, now that we know what a business analyst does. So would it be cool for you to know what a data scientist and a data analyst, what they do? Give me a thumbs up if you'd also like to know very briefly what a data scientist or a data analyst, what they do. Beautiful. So I'm going to briefly talk about that. Now, a data analyst simply is someone that helps a business understand what is going on in their business. Let's take, for instance, a store. So every day you come to your shop, you are selling stuff. You're selling maybe biscuits, whatever it is you're selling rather. And you are taking record as you are making those sales. You are taking record as you're making those sales. For instance, so you sell tomato and you sell gala. That's a very weird combination of things to sell. But let's take it for instance that you sell tomatoes and you sell gala. Now you are keeping record of your tomato sales and your gala sales. Now, you now want to understand which products do my customers like to buy the most. So, and you need that information to be able to know when next I'm going to the market, which product should I buy more of? depending on the ones that my customers are buying the most. For instance, you now discovered when you checked your record, you now did some analysis, you now discovered that, oh, my customers actually like buying gala more than tomatoes, meaning that my customers rarely buys tomato. They don't really buy tomatoes like that. Now, that information has empowered you to be able to know when next you go to the market. This is actually the, yes, I'll get to that. This is actually the commodity that I should buy the most of. Now, based on my illustration, gala and tomato, we found out that our customers like to buy more of gala than tomatoes. When next I'm going to restock, which of the two items do you think I should buy more of? Put it in the chat. Let me see. Which one should I buy more of? Gala or tomato? Gala or tomato? Which one do you think I will buy more? Gala. Gala. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you guys are already brilliant students. You guys are already thinking like data analysts. Now, imagine a situation. Now, imagine a situation where I did not analyze that data. I just went blindly. I did not do data analysis. I just feel like, you know what? Let me go to the market. I will buy plenty tomatoes. You now went ahead and bought plenty tomatoes. What do you think will happen to your business? What do you think will happen to your business? Very quickly. Let me test your mind. What do you think will happen to your business? You just went ahead. You just guessed that, is it gala or tomato? Gala, tomato, gala, tomato. Mini, more, money, tomato. And you now bought more of tomato instead of gala that people really like to buy. What do you think will happen to your business? Put it in the chat. What do you think will happen to your business when you blindly go ahead to buy more of tomatoes instead of gala? What is going to happen? You will run into loss. Beautiful. Beautiful. In fact, I love this. This person said, business breakdown. Exactly. Now, you see what is going on. And businesses do not like to make losses. Businesses do not like to have breakdowns. Businesses do not have, they do not like to lose customers. And that is why they need people that will help them to understand what is going on in their business, understand which products are selling the most, understand which products they should stock up the most. What that does is it empowers them to make some strategic decisions that will help them to make more sales instead of losing customers. That is the job of a data analyst. So a data analyst just helps businesses to make decisions that are right for the business. Do we understand the job of a data analyst, guys? Do we understand the job of a data analyst? Give me a thumbs up if you now understand the job of a data analyst. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So you see why data analysts, do you see why data analysts are in high demand and why they are paid so well? Because they help businesses to make more money, right? Now, who is a data scientist? A data scientist is now a senior brother. Let's put it that way. Is a senior brother to a data analyst. So while a data analyst just understands what is going on in the business, in order to empower the business owners to make strategic decisions, a data scientist will now take that a little further by helping the businesses to predict what is likely to happen in the future. Now, let's now use our gala tomato scenario. Now, based on everything that's been happening in our business, based on how our customers have been buying gala and tomato, based on those stream of events, a data scientist can now look at all of those data and say, hey, on Monday, they bought gala. On Tuesday, they bought gala. On Wednesday, they bought gala. On Thursday, they bought gala. On Friday, they bought gala. Today, they bought gala. It's looking like tomorrow. What do you think they will buy tomorrow? What do you think they will buy tomorrow? Based on things that have been happening in the past, what do you think they will buy tomorrow? They will also buy gala. So what they are doing is based on things that have happened in the past, they can now predict what will likely happen in the future. That is simply at a high level. I have not gone into all the technical details. of a data scientist. So a data scientist will empower businesses to know what will happen in the future so that businesses can prepare for those things. For instance, if a data scientist has discovered that by April ending, based on what has been happening in the past, every April ending, our customer tends to buy more of tomato than gala. Every April ending, there's usually a spike in the purchase of tomato. What do you think the businesses will do? What do you think that business will do? What do you think that business will do based on that information provided by the data scientist? What do you think the business will do? Very quickly in the chat. What do you think the business will do? Very, very quickly in the chat. I'm looking for data scientists in the house. Let me see if we have data scientists in the house. They will purchase more tomatoes during that period. They will stock more of tomato. So that means now, without a data scientist to predict what will happen in the future, the business will not be ready. Once beautiful achiever, once it is April ending, once April ending approaches, they will stock up tomatoes. Now imagine there was no data scientists. They only had data analysts that told them, you know what, people like gala, people like gala, people like gala. And April ending came, they now went ahead again to stock gala. And customers now came during April ending, tomato, tomato, tomato. And there's no tomato because there was no data scientist to predict the future. They will lose money. They will lose money. So that briefly is the job of a data scientist. Do we understand the job of a data scientist now, guys? Give me a thumbs up if we understand. Beautiful. So that's just on a high level. Now there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that go under the hood. There are a lot of things, like you heard Rachel say things like model, algorithm. So they build models to predict those things. They build predictive models, but those are technical stuff that you can learn. But on a high level, that is what they do. So based on the information I've provided, you can then now decide, oh, based on my personality and my interest, I think I want to be a business analyst, I want to be a data analyst, or I want to be a data scientist. Anyone you choose, we are ready to help you start that journey. And for people that have indicated that they are ready to kickstart their journey, all right, what you need to do is just simply sign up to our training program. So we have another cohort of learners that are going to start their learning journey next month, and we would like for you to be part of those set of learners that will be joining Nebians next month to start their journey in tech. And before 3 months, they are ready to transform their life. Is it possible to learn both data analysis and business analysis? Very, very possible. After learning one, you can then decide to learn another. In fact, the first person that spoke, the video you were listening to when you joined the session, that was an amazing student of mine. Once she finished our data analysis program and she saw how effective the program was, she was like, you know what, I think I want to come back again to Nebians to learn business analysis. So you can actually do so. All right. So I will recommend that you join our cohort starting this March. All right. Join our course starting this March and let us help you start your journey in tech. And our fee is ridiculously affordable. And if not that I'm working here, if not that I'm actually working here, I would have been angry if I heard from outside how much Nebian's program cost. Do you know why I would have been angry? Because it took me more than that. I spent more than that to land my first tech job and 2 years. Imagine spending so much money and it still took me 2 years to land my first job. So now hear that there's one organization somewhere that are charging ridiculously low and they help people to get jobs in 3 months. Is mind-boggling. All right. But because of the vision of our CEO to empower people to become tech giants, because of what she had gone through, also the struggles to land our first tech job, she now decided, you know what, I'm going to make tech training very accessible to Africans. All right. So if there's an Oyibo on this call, that person is not going to pay what you guys are going to pay, because our focus is on Africans. She wants to empower Africans so that we have more representation in the tech space globally. All right. So what is the cost implication of our program? All right. What is the cost implication of our program? Our program costs only 350,000 naira. All right. 350,000 naira for an intensive 3 months training. All right. 3 months intensive training. And alongside that training, you're still going to get access to mentorship, to CV revamp, to LinkedIn revamp. We are going to build you up in so many different other areas apart from the training. All right. And after your training, you also get access to intern with us. So that means that all those organizations that say they will not hire you because you don't have experience, here at Nebiant Analytics, we will deal with that, because the minute you get on board as a student of Nebiant Analytics, you can put in your CV that you are actually working at Nebiant Analytics. And because we are a tech company, it gives you that confidence, that CV confidence, to put in your CV that you actually have tech experience. It's a 1 month internship, and you don't even need up to that 1 month, trust me, because while on the training, you are actually working. All right. You're not just learning theory. Every week you have a project that you must work on. Every week on week, there is a project that you must work on. All right. And that's even adding to your experience. We here at Nebiant Analytics, we don't believe too much in just packing you with theoretical knowledge. You must get your hands dirty. All right. So 3 months intensive training while you are even working on projects, 1 month internship with all of the mentorship, the CV revamp, the LinkedIn revamp, all of those premium tech support, and it's just going for 350,000 naira. Trust me, if you go out there, go and see what other schools are charging and what they are delivering. If you weigh it together, balance. All right. And it's not because we don't like money. We actually like money, but we like empowerment more than money. We are not driven so much by money, but our joy is more when we hear our students doing so well. All right. We've had stories of a single mother. In fact, it's one of our most proud moments of a single mother that wanted to relocate. She had no bearing. She had no idea what she was going to do with her life. And she had a session with our CEO. She was able to get convinced to sign up for our program. She took our business analysis program, and right now she's a business analyst in the UK. That's how, when we hear stuffs like that, it makes us happier than just racking money in the bank. So we are more focused on empowering people. And for us to be able to reach more people, we came to the conclusion that we have to beat our price down. We have to beat our price down. And that's why we left it at 350,000 naira. And you would think that our CEO was going to stop there. I mean, you have done enough for these people. You have cut your price down. But she said, you know what? To make it further accessible for every person that is ready to transform their journey, anybody that gets on a call with us or just tells us that they are ready to start their journey, we are going to be giving them those premium tech training, all of those amazing resources, even at a discount. So guess what? If you heard me say 350,000 naira, throw that in the bin. Guys, throw that in the bin, because you're on the call tonight, you automatically have access to that discount. And how much is our discounted fee? 270,000 naira. We are literally slashing a whooping 80,000 naira. We are taking all of that away just to make it easier for you to get your journey started. So if you heard me previously say 350,000 naira forgive me. That is our regular fee. But because you're on the call tonight and you have put in the chat that you are ready, we are going to make the program available to you at 270,000 naira. Again, you will think that our CEO will stop there, but that woman would not stop until she ensures that every African is a tech bro or a Texas. Guess what else she did? She said, you know what? After slashing off 80,000 naira, leaving the fee at 270,000 naira, to make it easy for these people to pay, you can pay in 3 installments. Guys, how awesome is that? You know what? First of all, before I even proceed, can you celebrate my CEO? Please, can you celebrate my CEO? She is an amazing woman who is crazily driven by empowerment, right? So, good news, guys. If you're ready to start your journey, you can pay the 270,000 naira in 3 installments. And what's the installment plan? You start with 70,000 naira right now so that you have access to the discount. All right. So the discount is only available to people that want to take action. Our regular fee is 350,000. So if you come back later to say, oh, now I'm ready to pay, because you have not taken advantage of the discount, you are going to be paying 350,000. But if you're ready to take advantage of the discount, you can take advantage of it by depositing an initial deposit of 70,000 naira. Once you make that 70,000 naira deposit, what you have done is you have tied our hands. So that means automatically you have access to the discount. All right. So the next course is starting by March. All right. The next course is starting by March. So you can secure the discounts now by paying 70,000 naira. And before your class starts, all right, before your class starts, you can pay another 100,000 naira to make it 170,000 naira before March, before your class starts. And with that 170,000 naira paid in 2 installments, you can start your class. And you can even start your class and do your class for 1 whole month before you balance us. So that is the confidence that we have that, you know what, you can get into class without even paying the full amount. You can get into class by just paying the first 2 installments. The first installment of 70,000, second installment of extra 100,000, making this first 2 installments at 170,000. And once that is done, you start the class, and 1 month into the program, you can balance up and enjoy your program and watch us transform your life tremendously. This is something that I can brag about because we have stories to back up our claim. In fact, if we brag, I think we're in the best position to brag because we have people, we have evidence. You know, Burna Boy will say, no be cho, show workings. And we have workings to show. We have people in the UK working as data analysts, business analysts. We have people in Nigeria. We have one of our students at Sparkle Nigeria. We have some of our students working as private consultants. People that are just finished, though, they are doing private consultancy. Even me, teacher, I'm doing freelancing here and there. Amazing stuff, right? So this is what we can do for you. This is what we can do for you. So I would urge you to take advantage. I don't want you guys to pay 350,000. I want you to be able to take advantage of the discount tonight. So if you're going to be taking advantage of the discount, please type in the chat, what time are the 2 classes and day of the week? So time of class is Saturdays, all right? So from Mondays to Friday, from Mondays, in fact, if you like, you can include Sundays. So from Mondays to Fridays, we give you what is called DID videos. So you have a set of instructional videos and projects to work on from Mondays to Fridays. Then on Tuesdays, you will come into a session called technical support session, which is a live session like this. You're going to have your instructor. You get to ask any question concerning what you are learning. All right, concerning what you are learning on Tuesday by 9 p.m. because we don't expect you to dump whatever it is you are doing now because you want to pursue tech. You can still do your job and still learn tech alongside. So when you are equipped enough, you can then leave that job and pursue tech solely. So we are catering to working class people. So we don't expect you to dump your current job, because I mean, you cannot learn tech on an empty stomach. So you can still do both, do your current job, learn tech, empower yourself. And once you're empowered enough, you get a tech job, then you can pump whatever non-tech job you are doing, because now you are a senior person now. All right. So the technical session goes on Tuesday. Once you're back from work, you refresh yourself, then you can get into the section by 9 p.m. It's a 1 hour session with your facilitator. Then the live class on Saturday is an intensive class from 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m. on Saturday. And you get to dictate when that class on Saturday ends, because if you are not satisfied, we will stay in the class with you. All right. So Saturday's class is very flexible, and the goal of Saturday's class is that you understand everything. So we stay with you until you understand everything. So we are not joking here. It's not come and learn. If you learn, fine. If you don't learn, no, you must be empowered, because it is in you getting empowered that we get the happiness that really drives us, that we are changing the lives of people. All right. So our classes run on Tuesday, TSS on Tuesday. We also have mentorship sessions on Thursday. So throughout the week, we have several activities to engage you. So you come on Tuesday for our TSS sessions, our support sessions. Come into our mentorship session on Thursday, where experts are going to guide you. They're going to guide you on the extra things you need to land tech jobs. All right. So you're not just going to learn technical skills, you're also going to be empowered with other things that you need to land a tech job. Then on Saturday, you come into your class proper, where you have your instructors. They guide you through everything that you have for that week, and you build a project. You must build a project after every class. And you can see Rachel's project. That was what she was able to do after every class. So we have more information in the chat box. If you want to pay, there's the payments link in the chat box. All right, there's a payments link in the chat box. Take advantage of the discount now, so that you don't come back and pay 350,000 naira. So I'm going to leave room for few questions before we call it a night. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. Use a raise hand button. This is the raise hand button. So if I see you use this icon, and I see you use this icon that says raise hand, I'm going to assume you have a question. So if you don't have a question, please don't use it. So if you have a question, click on that palm icon on your screen. That means you have a question, and I'm going to call you up. So I can see Uchechukwu Eusebius Emenike raising his hand. Please unmute your mic and quickly ask your questions so that we can shut this session down. So please unmute your mic, Uchechukwu, and ask your question if you have a question. Very quickly, guys. We'll soon be rounding this up. I hope you have taken advantage of the discount. Okay, so I'm guessing Uchechukwu, I want to pay next week. Can I still access the discount? So next week is dangerous. But you know what I'll do for you? You know what I'm going to do for you? So I'm probably going to make special arrangement for some people. All right. I'm going to make special arrangement for some people. And that would be because we want to empower you as much as we can. So I'm going to drop my number in the chat box. All right. 070-6578-2532. My name is Ayobami. I'm a senior data associate here at Navient Analytics. My name is Ayobami Yusuf. You can look me up on LinkedIn. My name on LinkedIn is Ayobami Dan Yusuf. So that is my number. I'll drop it now very quickly before I take questions. So if you want to reach me to discuss more information or more support about payments, please take my number in the chat box. How many of you can see my number in the chat box? Give me a thumbs up if you can see my number in the chat box. Very quickly, guys. All right, awesome. Deborah can see. So for Jacinta, you want to reach out to me. It's also WhatsApp enabled. Let me be sure I pasted in the right number. 65782532. Brilliant. So that's my number. If you need extra support for payment, and please be ready, be sure that you're ready to get on board, because I'm only going to make myself available for people that are ready to start their journey, all right, that are ready to start their journey. So Uchechukwu, one last time, please unmute your mic and ask your question. Unmute your mic and ask your question. You've raised your hand again, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. Please unmute your mic. All right, so I'm guessing Uchechukwu does not have a question. So Happiness, I can also see you raise your hand. Happiness, please unmute and ask your question very briefly. You can also type your question in the chat box. I will read it and answer it. So while other people are speaking, please type your question in the chat box. So Happiness, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for this wonderful class. Okay, I already typed my question in the chat box, but I guess you didn't see it. So I was
Oh,
asking if we actually need a laptop to be able to access the training, that's be able to learn on the job. That do we need to have a laptop for that?
okay, beautiful question. So I wish I could tell you no, all right, because I'm guessing from that question, you're probably implying that you don't have a laptop. I might be wrong, but I'm sorry. The answer to that is yes. Remember, you're not just going to be learning theory. You're not going to be learning theory. You're going to be learning practicals. You're going to be learning practicals, and you need a laptop. Here, we don't do theory alone. We drill you in the practicals, all right? Because you need the practicals to show potential recruiters that you've done this thing before. So the answer to that is yes, you would need a laptop, all right? So please try as much as you can to get your hands on a laptop, all right? Happiness, is that fine?
Yes, it is.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. So thank you, Happiness. So Reese, please, if you're not speaking, please mute your mic.
Good evening, sir. Good
Uh,
evening, sir. Good
yes,
evening,
good
sir.
evening.
Please kindly allow me. My this thing was troubled since MNK Church
All right,
service.
all right.
So, sir,
Please
please,
go ahead.
last week, I want to still ask for a deduction in the price because last week I told Muhammad about it. He said I called him later, though we discussed to a further length. That was when he told me I can join the class on Wednesday. If I can still get 10 people again that will be with me for the deduction, that might be done. Though I thought that he would be the facilitator today, but I saw it's another person and I still have to join. And I thank you very much for your class being so nice and too awesome. Apart from that, lady, what's her name that came overboard today? In short, I cherish her lectures more than last week's own self because it was not what we were taught last week that we were taught today. It's another angle. And for me, I am still pleading on behalf of myself and others that may be like me. You know, in Nigeria, we are all wed, and everybody in Nigeria don't want to showcase his elbow. But for me, I don't do that. I just complain as I am. I cut my coat according to my size. You understand me? So if you can bring it down more for us, it will be good. So that is my pledge. And that's like the question she asked. I asked it last week and he told me no, I must have a laptop. And I'm looking forward to get one. And before I wanted to do this thing in Lagos, they told me I have to back or i5 before I can start it. And if you check the price of Core i5, you know
All
it's
right.
not
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah, very
So
true.
that
All right. So let me just, you can mute your mic now. Thank you very much, Mr. Uchechuku. Uh, so now I would like to, please, you can mute your mic now, Mr. Uchechuku. You can just press beautiful, beautiful. So now I'm sure if I'm to ask you, and this to everybody, that somebody told you that there's something you can do to earn 7 million naira every month. But for them to give you that information, you need to make a one-time payment of 2 million naira. So the information would help you to be able to consistently for the rest of your life make progressively from 7 million naira and above every month. And they told you that for me to just give you that information in 1 minute, to give you that information of what you need to do in 1 minute to be able to consistently make 7 million naira every month. But for that information, you need to pay 2 million naira. Guys, do you think you will pay it? If you will pay it, give me a thumbs up. If you pay 2 million naira to get information on how to be able to consistently make 7 million naira every month. If you think you pay it, give me a thumbs up. Great. So, what you are leaving on the table if you don't empower yourself to be able to make that kind of money, what you are saying is you are actually leaving 7 million naira on the table. So don't exactly, somebody said even more than that. So when you think of how much you're paying, so take for instance 270,000, you would not be doing yourself enough good by looking at it that I am paying 270,000 naira. Oh, is inconvenient. Oh, I don't have it. What you should rather be looking at is, oh, by not paying this 270,000 naira, I am missing out on 7 million naira consistently every month. So that's how to view cost. I'm an economist. We call it what? Opportunity cost. All right. So when you are looking at what something is costing you, you should not just look at it from the absolute value of that cost, but think of what else that cost could have gotten you. All right. And we've tried as much as we could. We could have as well said, you know what, because this program is so rich and so well grounded, let's charge 2 million naira for it. I mean, we would have been very, very correct for charging 2 million naira. But because, like you said, we understand the economy and we understand that not everybody can afford 2 million naira for a course. Not everybody, even though it is fair to charge 2 million naira. But that was a challenge we also had. We attended boot camps of $1,000, $1,500, and we still did not get value for that money. We now said, you know what? Let's empower people. Let's get people jobs to better the economy and make this training accessible. We dropped it down from something valued at $2,000. We dropped it down to 350,000 naira. And we still went ahead to say, you know what? Maybe not everybody can afford 350,000 naira, but people are really ready. They want to transform their life. You know what? For such people, even though our regular price is 350,000, but for people that are ready to transform their lives, but because of one reason or the other, they are unable to raise the 350,000, let us leave it for them at 250,000, 270,000. I think it is fair, right? Would you consider that fair? What do you think, guys? Would you consider that fair? Give me a thumbs up if you would consider that very reasonable and fair. Do you think that's fair? Right, that's fair, right? We then still did not stop at that. Not bad at all. We then still did not stop at that. We now say, you know what? Even though we are giving these guys a discount, let's still make it easy for them to pay that discounted amount. We now said, you know what? You see, even that 270,000 naira, because we understand how the economy can be, you can pay it in 3 installments. So if you ask me, I think we have really bent over backwards to equip people, to support people. And I'm not sure that there's so much more that we can do, to be honest. All right. So my advice would be to find a way to look for that 70,000 naira. All right. Secure the discount because the economy is hard. Don't try to pay 350,000. In fact, I would not be happy if you eventually pay 350,000. Find a way to look for 70,000 naira, secure the discount. Then you have from now till your class starts to pay another 100,000 naira. So you have that time. All right. You have that time to look for the extra 100,000 naira. Then with that, you can start your class. Then you now have an extra 1 month to look for the balance. So if you ask me, I think that is fair enough. And I would just recommend that you should take advantage. I am very sure, despite the fact that we are all saying that the economy is bad, the economy is this, the economy is that. If somebody told you now that tomorrow I will give you 7 million naira, tomorrow morning I'll give you 7 million naira, but tonight, this night like this very night, in the next 10 minutes, I need you to go and raise 1 million naira. And it is guaranteed that I will give you 7 million naira tomorrow, guys. Trust me. Trust me. You will look for that money. I'm very, very sure. You will look for, you see that money you said is you don't have. I guarantee you, you will look for that money and you will get it. I guarantee you. All right. So guys, don't sleep on this. We have really put a lot of initiatives together to be able to support Africans, to be able to empower them. All right. So please take advantage of that. So Erishel Lua, please we'll take your questions last and then we will shut down this session. So please, Erishel Lua, please go ahead with your question.
Okay, so my question is, because I'm already a certified data analyst working as an operational analyst. So my question is that, is there a package for like maybe mentorship or for people that are experienced and skill sets, some skill sets, what are the certain skill sets one needs to acquire to have like a certain role, like maybe data analyst, before you get to a senior data analyst, the regular data analyst, what skill sets are you to acquire? And most importantly, is there a mentorship package for people who are already certified for this?
Brilliant question, Erisholo. I love the fact that you put a lot of thought into this. And good thing is we've thought ahead of you. We figured out that you're going to be needing mentorship. All right. You will not thrive in the tech industry without being guided by people who have walked the walk and also talk. We've thought of that ahead of time, and the answer is yes. There is mentorship. In fact, it's not a one-time mentorship. It's a weekly mentorship. So every Thursday, you get into a session with your mentor. Every Thursday, consistently for the whole period you're with us, you're going to be constantly mentored. And apart from the regular mentorship session, you also have access. All right. You also have access to your mentors. You can also reach out to them via WhatsApp, via a quick call. You have access to these people. And guess what? It is not only during your time with us, all right, that you have access to these people. You have access to them for life. So maybe you're even done with the program, you got a job, you're stuck. You can always come back, reach out to us. All right. In fact, I had one very recently, very recently. One of my previous students was trying to work on something and she reached out to me on WhatsApp and we were able to solve that problem and she was happy. All right. So those are the kind of things you have access to when you sign up for a program here at Navient Analytics. So that answers, I hope that answers your first question, Erishelu. You can just give me a thumbs up if that answers your first question. Beautiful. So your second question is, so now what are the required skill sets for you to, I would help you to make that question robust. So what are the required skill sets needed for you to succeed in a particular tech career. All right, and I'm going to use 2 minutes to answer that question so that by 10:30 we shut this session down. So the skill sets you did for a particular tech field is relative to that tech field, but there are general skill sets that applies to every field in tech. All right, and we call those skill sets, we call them soft skills or non-technical skills. Before you can succeed, all right, and I think like that's one of my greatest strengths, and I had to learn that over time, is communication. All right, and is a feedback that I've constantly received over time in my previous place of employment, that my communication skills are great. And I don't mean communication in terms of public speaking. I mean in dealing with my colleagues, in dealing with tasks and all of that. You need it to succeed and transition into more senior roles. All right, so you have a task and you're, for some reason, you're not going to be able to fulfill it, while others are going to think, oh, let me see if I can. No, there's a way to approach. So you reach out to a senior colleague or maybe your line manager. So sorry, I know I ought to have delivered this task, but for some reason I'm unable to. This is when I'm going to be able to. Is it possible to give me an extension? Those are skills. They know from all of this that, oh, this person understands the importance of this job and deadlines. All right, so you need communication skills, and above all of that, you need technical skills. You need to be a problem solver. You need analytical thinking. All right, how do you approach problem solving? So you have a problem to solve, you have a task to accomplish. How do different people will solve the same problem in different ways. All right, so there are people that will solve problems efficiently, and there are some people that will solve it non-efficiently. All right, so how do you approach problem solving? These are skills that you need to push your career from just the regular, like you said in your words, to more senior roles. All right, I've been able to transition from regular data analyst to senior data analyst role within the space of 2 years. All right, and that means that there were skills that really helped me transition that easily, or that speedily, if I can put it that way. But when it now comes to on the job, there are specific skills that are required. As a data analyst, you need to learn the technical skills like Excel, Power BI, all the tools needed alongside the other skills to really make you thrive. All right, so I'm not sure if that answered your question, but if it did, please give me a thumbs up. All right, awesome. So that will be it for tonight, guys. So I hope there are people here on the call that are taking advantage of the discounts, and I cannot wait to see you in class. So if you have more concerns, more questions, more anything, you want to reach out, find out how we can support you more, this is my number one more time. Please take my number from the chat and send me a message, and we will be more than happy to support you. So thank you very much, guys, for joining this session. It's been an amazing conversation, and we look forward to you doing big things in the tech space, and we cannot wait to see you win. We cannot wait to see you win. So this is where we draw the curtain tonight. Thank you to our amazing facilitator Dafe, and thank you to our amazing participants Rachel for the amazing session, and thank you to every one of you for joining the session. You took out time from your busy schedule to join us on this call. We are super proud of you, and we look forward to seeing you in class. This is where we say good night. Good night, everybody. See you next time.